Hey guys, I just wanted to come on real fast to share with you my personal experience so far with No Man's Sky. I'm sure you all have heard tons of reviews and opinions already, but I have a feeling that either you're really going to like this game or not. And there might be actually a lot of people in between who don't really know how they feel about it yet. So I'm just going to share my thoughts. Let's see. Am I enjoying the game? Yes, I am very much enjoying No Man's Sky. It's definitely a type of game that personally someone with my personality appreciates. I don't mind repetitiveness. I really like the Harvest Moon series and spin-offs like Story of Seasons, where you're kind of just doing the same things over and over again. So that type of gameplay appeals to me. I enjoy it. My personality also, I'm introverted and I kind of enjoy alone time and being by myself. And so the isolation of No Man's Sky, where you're kind of mostly just by yourself doing things alone, appeals to my personality as well. So those are things to take into consideration. Yes, I'm very much enjoying the game. I think about it a lot. It's pretty addicting. Sorry, for me. But I could totally see someone not really understanding what type of game this is going to be, being very disappointed. Yeah, especially if you just do not like doing the same things over and over again, and the fact that there's not a lot going on. I could see how a lot of people would find this very boring and not really understand what the point of the game is. Do I think it was worth the money, spending full price for it, which I did? I do, because I am very much enjoying the game and I've played it a lot, but it's hard to deny that there are a lot of problems that are kind of surprising to me. I have no idea what it takes to make a game. Basically, I'm very superficial about video games. I purchase them, I play them, I enjoy them, or I don't, but I do not educate myself on what it takes to develop them, who's developing what, anything in depth like that. So I could be totally wrong, but I find it very hard to believe that they didn't know about the crashing and glitching issues before the game was released. And personally, for me, I haven't had a lot of problems. I've talked to people who have, though, and it's kind of shocking to me because I've had the game crash on me at least 3 times and I've had some glitches, and I thought that what I experienced was probably the extent of what it was, and what I experienced is too much, in my opinion. But other people, hearing how much it's crashed on other people and the kind of problems they've had is really shocking. So I don't think that should be a thing. Supposedly there's a patch being released for PlayStation 4. I might not be 100% correct about that, but that's what I've heard. I have no idea what's going on with the PC version, if it's better or worse than what's happening with PlayStation 4. I haven't heard too much about the game, honestly, from other people. So yeah, I ended up writing down some of the issues I was having, because when I started having them, I thought, you know, I don't know how often this is going to happen, so I better start recording it in case it gets really bad. But it didn't get too bad for me. So the first thing that happened with me is, this is more my fault, I guess, than anything. Well, the beginning of the story. So I had searched all 4 planets in my galaxy. There's like 4 or 5. I can't remember how many, but I had searched them all, and I thought that, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. So, when you first start playing the game and you're trying to fix your ship to get off that planet so you can explore your galaxy, I went through the little milestones it sets for you in the corner of the screen, what you need to do to repair your ship and get off that planet. And I followed the directions, did all that, and I thought that once that was done and I was off that planet, that that was going to be the extent of the hand-holding, and it was just going to cut you loose and not, you know, direct you anymore after that. So when things kept popping up in the corner, I was thinking that it was just little tips and tricks on how to navigate the game, and I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I wasn't paying attention to that, and I, like I said, explored all the planets in that galaxy, and I wanted to explore another galaxy. You need the warp cell or whatever it is to do that, and you need antimatter. So I'm going around trying to find this antimatter, wondering why I'm not running into it, why none of the aliens are selling it. I can't buy it, so I'm just like, I can't craft it. I'm like, what is going on? Until finally I read in the corner where it says something about to go talk to the life form, and I was like, really? So I go to the planet, because I had been bouncing around. I went to several of the planets more than once trying to find the antimatter. So I go to the planet that I need to be on, find the alien, and see a little icon above his head, and I'm like, oh my god, Christy, you're just so stupid. So I'm trying to click on the alien and nothing's happening, and I notice in the corner it says that you're exhausted, you need to rest, or whatever it says, something like that. Because in the game, when you run, you lose stamina, and it tells you you're exhausted, you need to wait, you know, to gain the stamina back. So it says I need to wait, and I'm like, really? That's weird, but like a dumbass, I'm waiting, la la la, like, okay, clicking on the alien, nothing's happening. So finally I just got frustrated and I turned the game off. And when I turned it back on, that was fixed. I was able to talk to the alien and able to get the antimatter and go into a new galaxy. So the beginning of that was my fault for being stupid, but it did glitch on me there, where it wouldn't let me talk to the alien until I turned the game off and turned it back on, and then finally that exhausted thing went away. So that was the first thing, but it wasn't really that detrimental to anything. And later on, I ended up finding a crashed ship, and this ship happened to have an extra inventory slot than mine, so I switched. Now my ship is in like Timbuktu somewhere. It's who knows where. There's no landmarks necessary that I can tell in the game, so it's off like 15 minutes away from me, because like a psycho I like to walk around everywhere. There's no chance in hell of me finding it again. So I'm assuming, and something you should not do in this game is assume. It got me into trouble a few times. I assumed that my inventory from my old ship was going to transfer into the new one that I decided to keep, but that's not what happened. I go in the ship, the inventory slots are empty, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I didn't waste all those hours collecting all those minerals and things to have it just gone. No, 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 no. So luckily I was able to go back to a previous save, and I realized all this really fast. So my previous save happened before I switched ships, so I went to that, and I was just like praying that when the game reloaded that my old ship would be back. And I had spent a lot of hours on this game already, so I already knew what the inside of my old ship had looked like. So when I reloaded the game, it was different, and I was like, what the heck? Like, okay, this looks like the old, or this looks like the new ship. Sorry, there's something on my screen. Okay. I was like, this looks like the new ship that I just chose, and I got out, and it was. So the game gave me the ship that was crashed with the extra inventory slot. So I was like, wow, that's a glitch that worked in my favor, but that's kind of cool. So I go about my life, mining and doing whatever I'm doing for hours, saving the game, doing what I'm doing, and then it crashes on me. So when it came back up, again, I'm in the ship, and I'm like, this looks like my old ship again. So I get out, and it's the ship that I started with. So it took it away, which was annoying because it had an extra slot. So in the beginning, the glitch like worked in my favor, but in the end, it ended up glitching and taking away the ship that I had. So that happened, and again, not really that detrimental to my game, but kind of annoying. I mean, if that happened to my gun or something that I had been upgrading, then I'd be really pissed off. But I wrote down here that the game freezes and crashes, which I talked about. Okay. I died on foot in the game, and what happens is it gives a grave marker where you died. So you can go back and pick up your lost inventory, because if you're on the ground, then everything from your, I forget what it's called, exo something, everything from your backpack, basically, your inventory falls out and you lose it, and you have to go collect it again. Well, in space, it's the same thing, but you lose the inventory in your ship. So I was getting ready to go to another galaxy, and the last planet in the galaxy I was in had tons of gold. So I'm mining all this gold, and like a greedy biatch, I didn't want to sell it there because clearly it's not going to be worth as much, or not clearly if you don't play the game or haven't played the game. But okay, so if there's a lot of gold on this planet, when I turn around to go sell it, it's not going to be worth as much as a planet clearly that doesn't have a lot of gold. So I load up on this, and like a dum-dum, I put it in the ship's inventory when I should have put it in my personal inventory. So I blast off into space, go to a new galaxy, and I'm on my way to my first planet, and of course I get attacked. Of course. So I die, and luckily for me, I find my grave. I have the worst sense of direction in the world, so I'm just like, thank you. I go to it, and it says that I collected my lost inventory. But when I checked, it didn't give me back my gold, though. So all those hours, and that was like something I was super excited about doing at the time, going to trade my gold for more money, because I'm also just like a super hoarder. I hate getting rid of the stuff I collect, the stuff I mine. I just like keeping things. I don't know why that is, but I'm just a super hoarder, so getting rid of things is painful for me. I'm super cheap, so spending the units pains me. So I'm just like super mad. Like I was having a hot flash. I was so angry when I opened my inventory and the gold wasn't there. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to happen, if I'm honest, but when you die on the ground, that's not what happens. You get everything back if you go to your grave. So I don't know why I was missing things and why I was missing the most valuable thing that I had. I had so much of it, and I was anticipating it being worth a lot of money on another planet. So I was super pissed about that. That's really the only time that I was really angry at the game, and I was just like staring at the inventory like, no, hell no. But yeah, that's my experience so far. I hope those of you who have the game aren't having very many problems, and those of you who are thinking about buying the game, think really hard. Be sure that this is something that you could get into, because if not, it's definitely not going to be worth the money or the time for you. You're going to hate it. So yeah, that's all I have to say, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!